Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Before I get started on this Longines, I'd like to say if you like the content of my channel, you'd like to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. It really would help the channel out. It's a little thing to do, but would help me out loads. Also, I'll leave up in the top corner a link to my Facebook page. That's where you get to see some of the watches I'm working on and how the university course is going and all that lot for my watchmaking. So anyway, look at this absolutely gorgeous thing we have in front of us here. This is the Longines Flagship Heritage, and it literally has only just become available. It is an absolutely, I think, a beautiful looking watch. It's got pure kind of class. It's not quite perfect. I've got one small problem with it, which we'll talk about in a second. But before I get started on that, I've got to say a massive thank you to Ryan and the team over at Francis Gaye of Coventry for allowing me to review this watch. They've got so many watches in stock. You know, it's well worth popping in if you're in the Midlands area. If you're a little bit further afield, I'll leave a link in the description below for their website. So anyway, let's talk sizes first. This is a 38.5mm watch by only 12.4mm thin. The lug to lug is 46mm and the strap size on this is 19mm. A little bit small, but still looks good. So let's check out that dial. The dial itself, let's face it, it does look fantastic. What I really like about this dial is the curvature you see here. You can see it's not just a flat dial like so many out there. This you see a lot of on old vintage watches from the kind of 40s, 50s, 60s periods, and I think it looks so good. I love the way that they applied hour markers, as you can see, are thicker at this end and then taper off as they go towards the center of the watch. It looks superb. Then we have a printed minute track going around there. The hands, lovely and polished. There is loom in the center. Let's face it, this isn't for a loom junkie. This is a more elegant watch. So that simple strip of loom along both the hour and minute hand is spot on. What makes this one a little bit special is obviously we have this small subdial down here. And what we have on this subdial is actually a date pointer. So we've got a date going around there and a moon phase. Now, the moon phase itself is quite a cool feature. You see it a lot more on older watches, but now this has made a bit of a comeback with this model here. One thing to be aware of, when you're setting the moon phase, you should not do it between 8 p.m. and 3 a.m. as you can damage the movement if you do it like that. Now, you might think that sounds ridiculous because, that's just silly. But on many Swiss watches, automatics, you should not change the date between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. So, many people don't even know about that, and it is so easy to damage the movement if you do that. So one thing to be aware of. The actual dial itself, it's just got a nice sheen to it, really. There is a bit of sunburst patterning, but you don't really see it in here. It's got to be outside in natural light for that. But it just looks, I think, superb. My one criticism is you have this lovely script up here, Longines. You have their winged emblem there and flagship. That's great. Even a Swiss made down here, no problem with that. But why do we have automatic in that script on there? I really don't see the point of putting that on there. You know if it's an automatic or not. You don't need that to tell you. And to me, it's just the wrong script. It almost looks like it shouldn't be there. But I'm being super picky on that. But hey, that's what I do. So anyway, let's have a look. Next up, we have that crystal. The crystal is absolutely gorgeous. Nice little beveled edge to it there. We have AR coating on both sides. Obviously, this is a sapphire crystal on this. Then, coming out from there, we have this nice polished bezel. Next, the main body of the watch has got this kind of brushed satinized finish, but on the lugs we have this big chamfer again with polishing on there. So I like the way they're kind of broken up, where we've got polished matte finish and then again on the case back polishing. Now this is obviously separate to that, and that's the way you'd probably get the crystal off on this watch. Now as we come round to this side, we do have a signed crown, but as I've stated, this not being a diver isn't a screw down crown. It only has 30 meters of water resistancy, and what that really equates to in the real world is don't get it near water. that is the best way of summing up 30 meters of water resistancy. Many people believe that means you can go 30 meters underwater. No, it doesn't. This really, maximal you should be doing this is washing your hands. So 30 meters, be aware of that. When it comes to winding this watch, it is silky smooth. But I put it next to the mic and you hear it. It is so smooth. Really is smooth. Now, as we come around to the back of this watch, again, just check that out. It's such a little detail, but it looks so impressive, that ship on there. It really is, I think, again, no one will ever see that, but you will know it's there, and that's what kind of makes this thing cool, I think. It is a screwed down case back, as you can see from the attachment point you've got on there. Very reminiscent of Breitling's. They use a similar system. So there you go. The actual strap on this is a alligator strap, and again, all signed up, 19 millimeters, and the clasp on the end there, or pin and buckle, all signed up again. And there you go. I think it just looks superb. Let's zoom out and put it on my wrist and give it a try. Quick wrist check. I'm wearing a Obus Morgan. And Mr. Bob, what do you have today? Ooh, new brand for the channel. We have a Longines, German brand. So that'll be interesting to actually look at that one, as they have a particular style. Well, one thing I should say about this movement before I actually do this, I did put it on the time grapher, and I think it was coming in at 0. It really is a cracking movement. The actual movement is the L899, which beats at a slightly lower beat rate. I think it's like 7 beats per is it 7 beats per second, round about there, so a little bit less, but that increases the actual running time of the watch. So it has 72 hours of power reserve, and it has a very cool silicone hairspring. So that's a really nice bit of kit on there. So take that off. My wrist size, I should point out, is 7¼ inches. Now, one thing I would say, I've just put it on. Obviously, I'm not going to do it up too tight, because it's a brand new watch. It looks superb, I think. Give it a little bit of time and that to settle down. Now, this is a little bit interesting. There is only 2 buckles left, 2 holes left on there, and I haven't got particularly big wrists, but that is something to be aware of. But I think it does look absolutely superb. A real elegant, good-looking watch from Longines. As I say, they just they just can't do no wrong at the moment. They really are on fire. Anyway, if you've got anything you'd like to know about a watch, give us a shout, leave it in the comments below, and I'll try and get back to you. Again, guys, all the best, and most importantly, stay safe out there. Bye.